people will be vaping in their own classes when the teachers are not around.
You can actually just get someone to deliver it straight to you. I kind of enjoyed this convenience and all that, but it made me vape even more.
As he's teaching the students, they'll pass around the vape. Then you're like, hey, you want vape? You want vape?
Secondary school kids with their school uniforms on, vaping in the void decks near my house.
Actual primary school kids, they vape, then they put in their pencil case.
Despite the vape ban in Singapore, a troubling trend has emerged: vaping among children and teenagers. 800 students were referred to the Health Sciences Authority for vaping offences last year, a significant jump from less than 50 in 2018 and 2019 combined. And these are just reported numbers. The actual figure may be much higher than we think.
One day, my cousins asked me if I would like to give it a shot, give it a try. So I thought, why not? Just one puff or two wouldn't hurt. But then it evolved into me getting one for myself.
I wanted to be cool, fit in, I felt like vaping wasn't that bad compared to smoking. So I decided, to try out one of my first vices that I could.
It's not really like peer pressure, but it's just I should try if everyone's doing it.
Main priority for me was flavor and then the cost. My allowance in secondary school, I was getting like $5 or $6 a day. It wasn't too bad to get my refills. I could still survive.
You have lemon iced tea, Long Island tea. If I say, have you tried bubble tea? The first thing that you come to mind is the drink, right? You're not really thinking about vaping, you're more thinking about what those flavors represent.
Large part of it is also basically due to stress or stress relief.
Because I was studying for my A-levels by myself. If I didn't have my vape, I can't concentrate on anything.
I was afraid of getting caught in the beginning when I first picked it up. But over time, you slowly get used to it. You don't really care that much anymore.
There's no doubt that Singapore's government has been ramping up the enforcement efforts to tackle youth vaping. On the other hand, some news reports seem to downplay vaping numbers in Singapore, which can be confusing. It's crucial for us to understand that these articles are only citing reported figures. In fact, the intensity of government initiatives leaves little room for debate. The actual scale of underage vaping has clearly escalated enough to constitute a significant problem for Singapore.
Anyone can just go on Telegram, search up the keyword vape, and then they'll find millions of sellers on it.
Sometimes got YPs, they put the whole list on their story. I do my nails at this nail salon and she's just openly vaping. And she's like, if you vape, you can take out your vape, no worries. If you want to smoke, you have to go all the way down. It's so inconvenient.
A few months in, I had problems breathing for a period of time and it got worse the more that I used it. So whenever I had headaches, after I puffed, I honestly felt worse.
We have no idea what's actually inside or how these manufacturers actually make the vapes. As kids, they're still growing up, their bodies are still maturing as well. You don't know the kind of harm that they're really causing to themselves by vaping these or using these unregulated products.
So what goes into vapes, and how much does vaping actually affect our bodies? With growing concerns about unknown substances, regulations from credible organizations could prove to be crucial. For instance, could the Health Sciences Authority oversee chemicals in vapes, in addition to enforcing measures?
Uni kids are mature, educated from young, you know the dangers of it. So if they are choosing to vape, what will become of the kids?
While youth vaping is a serious issue, it's essential to differentiate this with a broader conversation on whether vapes are an effective smoking cessation tool for adult smokers.
My teeth started to yellow, my clothes started to smell. I tried quitting for a little while, but after 1 month, just went back to smoking instantly. That's why I switched to vaping a little bit.
I don't think the government should entirely ban it, but I think they should come up with a solution that can tackle underage vaping while also helping adults who do want to quit smoking.
I don't think that we should stick to vapes being completely banned in Singapore. I think it should be regulated, like how cigarettes are.
Make sure there's official sources that people are buying these devices or these juices from, so that at the very least, people aren't consuming things that they don't know into their body.
If vaping is taxed in Singapore, then you tell a lot more people. At least our government will know what's going into our vapes.
Even if you regulate it, it still doesn't stop the black market from existing, Why don't you be a bit more stringent on cracking down on all this Telegram groups?
To the young kids, please don't think it's cool, it's not cool.
If I walked in on my kid vaping, I mean, obviously I'll be very disappointed, but I think the first thing I would do is to really find out how they were acquiring their vapes using their phones and accessing some of these messaging apps where they are able to buy these vapes. At the end of the day, kids are always going to be kids, you know, they're always going to try and push the boundaries. So it's really on the adults and really the policymakers to make sure that there are some guardrails in place.